dreams, turning thread into soft sweet things. Fingers dance and time slows down. In my world of yarn I never drown.
Hi, welcome to the Fiber Café, a mini series where we turn food into adorable amigurumis keychains. And for today's video, we are making this adorable strawberry. If you want to learn how to make it, keep on watching. We're gonna need a red yarn, green, and then for the keychain part, I am going to need this keychain thing. I'm gonna need my tools. I'm gonna need some scissors. I'm gonna use this pink thread for the blush. You can use a yarn as well. I'm gonna need my 4mm crochet hook. I'm gonna need safety eyes, tapestry needle, some stitch markers. Okay, so let's get started. We're also gonna need white yarn for the seeds. You can use yellow if you want. And we're gonna need some polyfiller. And we're gonna start with a magic ring. Okay, and then we're gonna do 6 single crochets on the ring. So there's 1. I'm gonna close my loop a little bit. I feel like it helps me to grab everything better and have a better control. Okay, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So now we close the loop. And for the next round, we're gonna increase. So we're just gonna do 2 single crochets in every stitch, and we should have 12. Okay, so I go to my first one right here. And then I'm gonna do my first stitch, and I'm gonna add my stitch marker. Okay, and then I do my second one on the same stitch. Okay, and we do that all the way around. Increase on every single stitch until you have 12. Okay, I place my marker, and then we're gonna increase on the next stitch. So I make 2 single crochets on the next stitch, and then on the next one we single crochet, and then on the next one increase, and we repeat that all the way around until we have 18 stitches. Okay, for the next round, we're gonna single crochet on our first stitch. So we remove the marker, single crochet, place the marker back again, and then we single crochet on the next stitch, and on the next one we're gonna increase, and then we single crochet on the next 2 stitches. So there's 1, 2, and then we increase on the next one. And we repeat the same thing until we get to the end. And we should have 24 stitches. Okay, so now for our 5th round, we're gonna single crochet all the way around. So we remove the stitch marker, single crochet on the next stitch, we put it back up, and we single crochet all the way around until we get to the end, and we should have 24 stitches. Okay, so I just got here to the end, and for round 6 and 7th, we're gonna do the exact same thing. We're just gonna single crochet all the way around, and we also we still should have 24 stitches. So I'm gonna go ahead and do round 6 and 7, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I just finished round 7th. Now we're gonna insert our safety eyes, or if you do an embroidery, you know, like with your tapestry needle, here is where you're gonna do that. So I am gonna insert the eyes between round 5 and 6. So this one was 7, 6, and 5. So they're gonna be right here. So I'm gonna place one there, and before I add the backing, I'm gonna make sure I like the spacing between them. I'm probably gonna do 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3. Let's do 4 stitches. So right here. So that's where I'm gonna put my safety eyes, right there. And then I can put the safety things in the back. Okay. Okay. Okay, then now for the 8th round, we're gonna start decreasing. So I'm gonna remove my stitch marker here. And I'm going to do 1 single crochet, insert the stitch marker, and then another single crochet on the next stitch, and then we're gonna decrease on the next one. So I'm gonna insert the hook, and then insert the hook again on the other stitch and pass it through, and then single crochet on the next stitch, single crochet on the next stitch, and then decrease on the next one, on the next 2, and we're gonna repeat that all the way around until we get to the end, and we should have 18 stitches. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish the round, and then I'll be right back. Okay, I just finished the round, and for the next one, we're basically gonna do the same thing. Let me remove the stitch marker. I'm going to single crochet on the next stitch, place my marker again, And then I'm going to decrease on the next 2 stitches. Okay, single crochet on the next stitch and then decrease on the next 2, and we're just gonna repeat that all the way around, and we should have 12 stitches. Okay, now we can start adding the stuffing, and I'm gonna add it little by little so I can just shape it how I want. Okay, and this is what we have. Now time to close it, and to do that we're just gonna decrease all the way around. So we remove the stitch marker, and then we just start decreasing on the first 2 stitches. So, and we just do that all the way around until we get to the end. If you feel that you need to add more stuffing, just go ahead before you close it all the way around. Once it's closed, I just want to move it around and shape it how I want. Okay. Okay, and then we have a little space there. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna leave a long tail, and I'm just going to make a little knot there. I'm gonna grab my tapestry needle. Okay, and I'm just gonna go around like so on every stitch. And then just pull and just close it down how you're liking. Okay, and you just hide the tail as you go and just like shape them how you want to shape it. Okay. All right, so now we can start making the blush. So I got my tapestry needle with some thread. You can use yarn if you want, and I'm just gonna place my needle right there, and then I'm gonna go back on the top, and I'm kind of gonna catch this loop right here. And then I'm gonna go back inside, and just so I can create the blush right there. And I'm just gonna go back and forth with it. Okay, so I just did one there, and then I'll make the other one here off the camera. Okay, for the mouth, I'm gonna do the exact same thing, just with yarn. And I'm gonna start my mouth right here, and then I'm just gonna go across here so I can get that yarn through it. Okay, and then I'm gonna go here, kind of like like a triangle, and then I'm gonna go back to this one right there. So I'm gonna cut this part right here, and then I'm gonna go back here. Okay, and that's it. And then I'm just gonna, this is the back, so I'm just gonna hide the yarn. Okay, and then I'm gonna cut. And then I'm gonna kind of squeeze it so I can get the, the shape that I want. There you go. Okay, and after we have the mouth and the blush and everything else, we can start to make the stamp. So we will do that now. All right, for the leaves, we are going to make a ring, magic ring. And then we are gonna make 6 single crochets on the ring. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We're gonna close the ring. And then on the first single crochet that we did, we're gonna do 1 single crochet. Okay, and then on the same stitch, we're gonna do a half double crochet. And then on the chain 1, and then on the same stitch we're gonna do a triple double crochet, chain 1, and then we're gonna do a half double crochet on the same stitch, and then a single crochet on the same stitch. Okay, on the next stitch we're gonna do a slip stitch. On the next stitch we're gonna do a single crochet, chain 1, half double crochet on the same space, chain 1, a triple double crochet on the same space, chain 1, half double crochet on the same space, chain 1, and single crochet on the same space. Okay, we're gonna slip stitch on the next stitch, and on the next stitch we're gonna repeat the same thing. 1 single crochet, chain 1, half double crochet, chain 1, a triple double crochet, and then chain 1, half double crochet on the same, chain 1, single crochet on the same space, and slip stitch on the next one. Okay, and that's our leaf. So now we can cut the yarn. Okay, so I'm gonna use this to attach this to my strawberry. So I'm gonna insert my hook between stitches all the way until I get to the middle of it, like so. We can cut this one. And then I am going to find the center of my strawberry. Just kind of like add it there, like so. And now I'm just gonna sew around. And I'm just gonna sew around until everything is attached. Okay, this is it. So now to add the keychain part, I'm gonna grab a piece of yarn, the color of my leaves there. I am kinda gonna pass that yarn through this little loop right here. Like so. Now I'm gonna grab my tapestry needle. So I'm gonna insert the needle right here. And kind of like going like this. Go. And then I'm gonna grab the whole thing. And I'm just gonna make a quick knot, like so. Okay, I'm gonna make a second one to make sure that it's there. I'm gonna insert my tapestry needle again, like so. And I'm just gonna hide. Just gonna hide. Gonna cut this as, and then I'm just gonna do the same thing with this one. I don't know why I didn't think about attaching this way when I made Fifi the cupcake, but okay, here we are. All right, and then I cut. And then just squish it to. Okay, so for the seeds, we're just gonna insert our hook. I completely forgot about the seeds, so. And we'll just insert back and forth, just like we did with the mouth and the blush. So. And then once you're happy with the seeds, how many seeds you made, you just cut the thread. And that's it. This is the seeds. So this is the end of the video. I hope it was easy to follow. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for the next video, for the next treat. See you on the next one.
Loop by loop, I'm making dreams.